We're here in the middle of Venice, you know, in one of the oldest palaces of Venice from the Byzantine period, like 13th, 14th century. Daniela, she's an architect by formation, and she is director of the Museum Fortuny. We met in 2003 when the whole idea came.
E in questo grande viaggio ho avuto uno straordinario compagno. Ci siamo scelti, non ci si conosceva, ma 12 anni fa c'è stato questo incontro che può essere veramente quella scintilla che chiamiamo intuizione. Ci siamo guardati e ci siamo compresi in un modo assolutamente eccezionale e quindi, che dire, con Axel è stato inevitabile, è partito da un'intuizione ed è diventato poi una grande, enorme amicizia.
And we work together and we're very complementary. And I think the combination of us two is very important. And for me, she's like a sister for life, you know. I think the beginning of everything is for me intuition. That's why I think perhaps the most difficult exhibition we did at the end. Two major pieces for intuition is the white circle of Kapur, because it creates endless space and endless light, and the black round Altopine. For me, there are like two things that almost keep the exhibition together. Altopine is also black, very meditative, you don't see no end. It's the black space where everything comes out, and Kapur is the white space where everything disappears almost. Intuition is also the new idea of every form of art. When you come into the exhibition, the first thing you will see is those stels, which are 3rd millennium BC, so they're about 5,000 years old. It's the first expression of human being. They're very primitive in the same time, they're very modern, very timeless, they have unbelievable power. You walk through, and then you will see a Gomli, you know, which is also like a stel. It's also an analyzed figure, and it's meditating almost in front of this great Graubner. And there you see the universal shadow, a piece which I really love, where very like hundreds of figures, Egyptian, Asian, contemporary, they all put on one to the other to create that universal shadow that's almost moving. And in front of that is the installation of Veronica Jansen with the smoke and the water. It's very, very poetic. It brings you in another sphere. For me, it's very silent. And that's all to go to and see the Anish Kapoor, the White Chapel. And in that room, I always, from already 10 years ago, I thought one day I want to make this room look like a little chapel. And then you go back and you rediscover it. You might see things in a different way. Then you see the stairs, and at once you see this fantastic Basquiat, where you really see the guts feeling, you know, you feel the stomach, you feel the energy. It's almost alchemistic or you know, the shamanistic. There's a very special power, but a very special power that really connects with the origin of the first culture these many years. And then you discover the installation of Marina Abramovic with all the rock crystals. And it was very touching. Marina was there yesterday, and many people were there. And to find the power of nature, the power of the rock crystal, the cleaning power of rock crystal, and I didn't too much believe in it, but I did it yesterday, and I really had this feeling of interior light and cleaning. And then you walk up the stairs, and then at once you discover the big room, which is always for me very related to Fortuny. It was Fortuny's palace. And there we come in with this huge Enanitsui, and it's all made from recuperation material. It's a very ecological work. It's also a very social work, because people in Ghana were starving, you know, 10, 15 years ago, and he invented that work because it's a lot of labor to make a piece like that. And they cleaned all the little lead things from bottles, and from that he makes a jewel. Again, very alchemistic. From lead to make gold, you know, from what other throwaway you make this fantastic jewel. It's a very interesting and very typical, important piece with an important message for me for the 21st century. And he called it also the beginning and the end. And in front of that we have a statue in stone made by Masamu Raku. He's the son of the famous Raku in Japan. It was his intuition. It's a rough one side. I said the inspiration came from that rough side, and then he made it like a big embryo that's growing. But there's so many other things. Is more about automatic writing, writing without thinking. And then I think what is quite important is the 5 hanging textiles from Günter Uecker. Then you walk upstairs and then you will discover a huge table. People can go and choose clay, earth, and that earth you take and then you have to go and sit around the table and you have to make a bowl. It's a very meditative way of doing. It's important to be connected to earth, to make simple things, to do simple things in a great way. And there's also calligraphy explaining that. The Japanese from Yuchi, very important 19th century calligraphies to influence Franz Klein and Motherwell and many others. And all the music for that floor has been created by Mireille Capel. Like for every exhibition in these 10 years, we had the music especially created, which is called like architectural music. These dancing performances like living art, they stand quite still, sometimes they move. It's like a human's living a sculpture.
So, intuition for me is the result of work in synchronicity between mind and body. Actually, it's the moment where the mind and body reveal themselves to be the part of a single whole. The choreography of Jasmine Ogoné was built together in relation with her dancers, meaning that every body first tried to communicate the gesture to the other one next to each other. And then these movements of the bodies and also the sounds they produce with their voice are transmitted to every one of them. So it's really a communication of, I would say, a collaborative work without any words, without just the unconscious of their mind, the body, and the limbs. It's important that we have the knowledge in our brain, but we have also the muscular knowledge, the limbs knowledge, the body knowledge. That's something important in the show.